This episode of On the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls is brought to you by Apparition Scents, an outdoor and sporting goods company based in Dilliner, Pennsylvania. All of their scents developed and hand bottled with strict attention being paid to every detail. Contact them today at 724-998-7646 or check them out at apparitionscents.com. 100% lethal or your money back guaranteed. Get a hold of them today at 724-998-7646 or check them out at apparitionsense.com.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode On the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls. You got Dan Hall here and co-host Mike Booth. Tonight we're going to be speaking with Craig Dennison and Andrew Sedora, the owners of Viper Ammunition, an ammunition company based out of Shinston, West Virginia. Viper Ammunition has been in business right now for just under a year. They are one of two companies that offer the 1-ounce 410 shells. Guys, it's great to have you on, and it's going to be a pleasure talking with you guys this evening.
Hey, thank you. Hello.
How you guys doing?
Good.
Living a dream.
So, as we were talking there just a little bit ago, this is our first three-way call. So, you guys are first for us.
Heck yeah. Pleasure to be here. It's a privilege.
Yeah, we woke Craig up from his nap there. I told him, I said, that's all right. I know how naps are. I know how that sounds when you wake up.
Yeah. No, I definitely was taking a nap. I stayed up a little late last night.
Oh, I mean, that's, ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, I'm sure you guys are busier and crap right now.
Yeah, this time of year, I'd say people's getting them shells ready for turkey season.
Yeah, it definitely seems to be the Christmas mentality. The closer we get to seasons, the more orders we get.
Oh, yeah, I would say that's for sure. Well, let's just get right into our talking points here. I think it was Craig, you sent me these last night. We appreciate you doing that. Most of the time we just, get those together on the night before, the night of, while we're talking before the actual podcast. But so just talk about you guys and your all's beliefs and values and things like that.
Craig, you want to start?
Yeah. So our beliefs and values, I mean, we believe in the respect. We got to treat every customer with the respect that they deserve. We don't just look at them as a customer. We look at them as people at the end of the day. Truthfully, when they come to us for information, any type of information, we try to provide it. Even if they don't buy our shells at the end of the day, we're just happy to help someone or educate somebody even more so they have the confidence when they do buy or purchase a shell, that when they go out in the turkey woods, they'll have all the confidence when they squeeze that trigger, the bird's going to be on the ground.
Definitely.
Yeah, like even if they don't buy us, like we've absolutely steered people towards, Apex, Verdict, a lot of the other Burgess Creek, a lot of the other big companies. Like if we don't have what they need, definitely not going to push them to buy something of ours. I mean, like Craig said, at the end of the day, it's about getting out in the turkey woods, getting a bird on the ground, having fun, being with friends, family, enjoying nature. Like we definitely aren't looking at them like a paycheck.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's awesome.
So, now how'd you guys end up meeting to where you got this started?
Well, go ahead.
No. So I'm married into the family. My wife is Andrew's cousin. Of course, Andrew lived out in Washington for how many years?
20.
Oh, so wow. When he came back, he started working for our current employer, and I think I started a year after him, and it just kind of excelled from there. It started by actually inviting him hunting on a go deer hunting wise.
Oh, nice.
To let them use any type of equipment because, I mean, of course, Andrew was just moving back and didn't really have truthfully just didn't have a lot of things. So we just set him up with what we could for success. And I think you killed your deer that year, 555. That was a first.
I did, yeah. It was 555 yards.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
You don't get many shots like that back here in West Virginia.
No, it was on a right away. It was, I mean, he pulled the trigger and it took a second.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we met you guys there at the Charleston show. How did you guys enjoy coming to the Charleston show?
Oh man, we had a blast. We brought the wives. Craig brought the little kiddo. I had a blast. It was a good time.
Yeah, we think this was a really good year for the Charleston show.
It was definitely a great time. I mean, you got to meet a lot of people, see a lot of different things.
Yeah.
And truthfully, that's what it takes in our industry is getting out and meeting people, shaking hands.
For sure.
I mean, you can talk to somebody all you want over a phone, text message, but actually getting out, shaking their hands, and actually looking at them eye to eye, that is everything that you need.
Yeah, you got that right.
Don't let him lie to you. He liked that pickle stand.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, everybody loves it.
They actually came to Morgantown, and I bought more.
That was a different group of people.
Now, was you all at Morgantown as well?
No, I wasn't. I didn't go up there.
Okay.
I took my little one up, and we just walked around.
Oh, okay. Well, we were there. We had a booth there, and it was definitely a different show. I'll just put it at that. So,
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
I mean, we still had a good time. It was just a different. There was a different crowd of people there, and it didn't seem like they were there for the outdoors. So,
That's never good.
no, not for a trade show, outdoor trade show.
So what got you guys into starting your own loads, doing it for yourself?
I'll tell you. So when I first moved back, like he was saying, man, I didn't have a lot as far as, getting back into the woods thing. I mean, I had met Craig and I had him, and of course my father lives here and I had some stuff there, but moving back and trying to start a whole new life here again, funds are limited. It's not easy, and Craig's got a family, and it's just the way it is right now. Money's tight, and I don't care who you are.
Sure.
And when we started everything, it was really just for us. Craig came to me and he was like, "Hey man, look, here's the numbers. Let's get into doing this for ourselves. Like, we can make this cheaper. It's effective, efficient, blah blah blah." Heck yeah. Well, when we started doing it for ourselves, we got to thinking like, man, a lot of other people are in the same boat we are. We can absolutely help other people out. I mean, hey, I'm going to be honest. It is not easy for somebody to go to another one of these big names and drop $70, $75.
Sure.
It's not, and that's really, not only was it to help ourselves in the beginning, but at this point, it really is. It's to help get a quality product out there that the working man can absolutely, get his family out in the woods too, if that's what he desires.
Right. Now, did you guys start with the shotgun shells, or did you do both?
I've been reloading rifle and pistol for probably 10, 15 years. My stepdad is the one that got me into it. So, I mean, I had the knack for it. I enjoy doing it. To me, it's a pleasure thing. It soothes me. Whenever we got into the shot shell aspect world, and it was kind of a new territory for myself. Andrew, I know he's been around it with his father and his grandfather. They reloaded shotgun lead shot wise since he was a little kid. I remember his stories.
Yeah, ever since I was knee high.
So, we used his dad as guidance. And then, of course, we had some mentors that we wouldn't be who we are today without them. Truthfully, like they one person in particular went through thick and thin for us and basically got us to where we need to be with this tungsten. Because, I mean, when you go from, it's not like a rifle where it's kind of like it is like a rifle. You swap bullets a different powder. Same thing with
Sure.
tungsten. You swap to tungsten, it's different than lead. It's different than steel. It's different charge weights. It's all about your density and your weight of your actual shot. And truthfully, we were green. We had no idea what we were doing, stepping into the world, and like I said, we got the help that we needed, and now we are who we are.
Right, absolutely. That's
I'm sure
awesome.
in the beginning we were pretty annoying, making phone calls. What do we do here? This shot this way. What did we do wrong?
It's all a learning curve. Heck, we're still learning stuff with, Mike's brother's the one that started these calls. So when he passed away, it was, it was a big learning curve because he wasn't really in the making portion of it. It was a big learning curve for him, so we can understand that aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just great to see you guys making it affordable for the general blue collar guy, such as myself and Michael here and all that. Cause like you said, you go to these big names. Some of them's got so ridiculous. I was like, man, I'm just going to go to these cheap shells and hope it works now.
Right. Well, and that's the big thing. Like we've now been on, it's real easy for me to sit here and tell you, hey man, we've got the shell over here. It shoots really well. Well, person needs to pull that trigger, see that on a target or whatever they're shooting at to actually experience that it does shoot well. Right. Well, we've gotten in contact with two third party, I don't call them companies, but just third party groups who've shot our shells and put them up against others, and
sure,
they're definitely out there on the interwebs. You can find them on YouTube and things of that nature. And
yeah, I just
so
watched.
far.
Oh, go ahead. I was just gonna say I just watched that one with the it was the lady on there
Review
with the
this
410.
thing.
Yep, I just watched that one. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat, right? Like, and here's the newcomer, and that makes you feel kind of good.
Right.
Just seeing their reaction to the shot, that's what enjoys us.
Oh, absolutely. That's that's kind of the same factor for us. We get these kids coming to these shows and stuff, and they're like, "Well, I've never tried a call before," and they're like, "Daddy, I want one. I want to learn." We'll sit down for 15, 20, 30 minutes, however long it takes, just explaining, "Hey, look, this is what you need to do. If you can start doing this, getting the sound, it's just practice from there."
Yeah, just make a squeak.
Yep, exactly. Once you get that down, you can figure out how to change the whole sound patterns to make a call come out.
Mm-hmm.
And truthfully, that's amazing what you do with the youth. At the end of the day, youth are our new generation of hunting.
Absolutely.
And there's not very many of them anymore. And so we are very youth oriented. We love doing anything for youth. Youth Day is our favorite time of the year. Just to be able to get youth out in the woods. Andrew's son killed his first bird last year, and it was just an amazing experience just to watch the whole story unfold. And just seeing the smiling faces of Ryan and Andrew both was just the most heartwarming thing you could ask for.
It was an experience for him for sure. We got skunked a little bit on Saturday, and Craig and I looked at each other and said we're going to go get him on Sunday, and we drug that boy all over the hillside.
Yeah. I honestly forgot this was youth weekend.
Yeah, for a turkey.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was building a barn for my daughter's horse, so it kind of slipped my mind all weekend.
Well, I don't know. They have a youth weekend the day before, or is it the weekend before season actually comes in? Our season's April.
Correct.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
This was youth season last year.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, I was thinking, I just read over that the other night. I was like, if it is, what are we going to do? We got a show this weekend.
Yeah. Okay. I was misunderstanding.
It's the Saturday, Sunday before the opening day Monday.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to try to get my son out this year. He's been asking to go, and it's just, we don't have the property to hunt on we didn't until this year, to where I could take him and safely know that there's not going to be no crazies out there. You know what I mean? I mean, when it,
Oh, absolutely.
especially that turkey hunting's dangerous, way more dangerous than deer hunting.
And I'll tell you, in West Virginia alone. Now, I definitely not speaking on any part here, but West Virginia alone, that we still allow rifles for turkey here. That to me is a scary thing.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, I mean, you can absolutely hunt public land all you want, and that's wonderful. Everybody's right, but man, just be careful, please. Like, goodness gracious, like it's a scary thought. You know, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I get absolutely beside myself when I hear a turkey gobble. Like I turn into a little kid on Christmas morning. I forget my name.
Yeah.
I couldn't eat with a fork if you asked me to. Like I just forget everything. I get excited, and
and you know,
just the whole being rifle thing.
Yeah, some people get that excited, you know, and it just, you know, that you get that adrenaline and stuff going. We were talking about that on a couple of episodes ago, and you know, you got to know your target. You got to know, you know, what you're shooting at, and make sure it's actually there.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So, you guys would rather call for someone else than kill a turkey yourself?
That's Craig all day long, man. Craig's good. I'll absolutely all day, every day. Like I was saying earlier, if you give me a pot call, I need training wheels. Like I'm no good at it.
Yeah.
Like Craig's probably killed more turkey with his call than he has his gun, I tell you.
That's funny. I know plenty of people like that would rather be in the experience and call for the other people than to hunt themselves. You know, I mean, they get more of an excitement out of that than they do hunting themselves.
I love it. To be fair, the only bird I killed last year, it was by mistake. It kind of happened fast. We are running gun mostly, and it's kind of funny how this one worked out. But of course, we should know better. Turkeys never do what we want them to do.
They never read the book.
Never. And we were on a bird early that morning. And he was just hammering hot, and of course, you know how they are. They lie down, get with hens, and that's just over with them, of course. And so we heard some birds gobbling to our left that morning, and we decided to go after them. We get to a well site, and I looked at Andrew, and Andrew's dad was with us that day, and I was like, they should be here. They were just right down in the hollow. There's a right of way, and I think we moved maybe another 50, 100 yards, and nothing. Pro call, nothing. And I hate doing this, but I put the mouth call in, and I cut real hard, and he gobbled, and he was only about 150 yards. Our eyes got as big as they could, and no good place to sit at all. And I looked at Andrew, and I was like, you two get on these little bushes of trees. I was like, I'll pull back like 5 yards. It's like, if it works out, they should come right up in the access road off the right of way and be 20, 30 yards, and he's going to be dead. Well, next thing you know, I think I called 2 more times, and I just quit calling. And a few minutes went by, and still nothing, no bird. And I just barely clucked and yelped softly, and he gobbled, and he was just right off to my left. I already bypassed Andrew and his dad.
Yeah.
I pulled the gun off the ground, put it on my knee, just turned the red dot on, and I see him poke his head up. I'm sitting there, and I'm watching. I'm like, come on, this bird's yours. And of course, it's hard to communicate when you're sitting 10 yards apart. And Andrew swung left, and when he swung left, that bird's head went periscope high. And I was like, this is it. I hit the trigger, and that was it. I felt like crap because that was supposed to be your bird. I actually felt like crap. But I just rather call. I love calling in general. Pot calls are my favorite. Okay. Mouth calls I'm okay with. I'm still learning them, but if you put me on a pot call, I can do about anything you want me to.
Yeah.
And that's how I was raised. My dad, that's all he uses is a good old D.D. Adams plate call that he's had since 1950, I would say. And
true.
And he still takes it to the woods. It's his favorite call.
I don't think I've ever heard of that company.
Well, D.D. Adams was the world champion caller.
Really?
Yeah, D.D. Adams, he's pretty famous for it. I actually have a D.D. Adams designed glass call that I run, that I'm anxious to run this year.
Where was he from?
Just new to me. Personally, I don't know where he's from. I know he was pretty big into the national calling on the NWTF. And,
okay.
I mean, he was part of Quaker Boy and just several other companies out there that are pretty big and high up in the industry. But yeah, I mean, that's his number one call.
Yeah.
You go out and you throw him a Woodhaven, he'll throw the D.D. Adams over it.
Nice.
That's pretty good. I went to do some research on him. I've never heard of him.
Yeah, it had me curious. I had to look one up. What style is it? What's it look like? Do you remember?
It's slate. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah, I was looking at one here. It's a rare vintage D.D. Adams octagon slate turkey call. That thing ain't cheap. That's about $500 call. Wow. It's vintage. Wow, that's awesome. But no, we was talking earlier, about your business and how you guys have been in business for just about a year. How's that going? You growing well and getting a lot more orders and all that?
And I'll tell you, like, business right now is pretty much growing leaps and bounds. Sitting here today, I would, if it was a year ago, there'd be no way I would tell you that we would be where we are right now. If I said that right. With the people that we've met along the way, with the help that we've gotten, and I'll tell you right now, I know Craig would tell you too, it has been by help. It has not been by our hand. Like, we've been absolutely blessed with the people we've met and with the people that we have in our lives. Craig's dad has helped us out. My parents have helped us out. My wife, Craig's wife, I mean, heck, even the kids, getting stuff together, helping out with this and that. We met you guys in Charleston. Mike, I've talked to you a couple times on the phone.
Yep.
Giving me some advice. It just, a slew of people have helped us out along the way, and still helping us out. We went down to the NWTF, met some big guys down there, which has helped us out and, shown us the way to go and don't do this and make sure you do that. And we are definitely moving on at a pace that sometimes I'll sit down and I'll look at my wife Tosh and be like, I think we're bigger than what we think we are.
Yeah.
Like, how does that guy know who we are?
Sure.
You get you get a guy that makes chokes that everybody in the world's probably heard of, and he's calling you by name. That's a cool feeling. Very cool feeling, especially when two boys from West Virginia.
And the more you go to shows and things like that, the more you find out how big your reach is. When we first started, our marketing campaign was to always market bigger than what we was, because that's the only way that you're going to put yourself in the game with the big players and be part of it. You know what I mean? So until we got big, and we're still small. I mean, we're not a big company. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that knows about us, but we're still a small company ran by just me and family and Dan here, which is a real good friend of mine, and we still work regular jobs, so it's not something that we do full time. But
right.
Yeah. And it goes back to that old adage, it's like raising children. It takes an army. Same concept. It takes an army to get that thing going.
Yep. I mean, if I didn't have these guys helping me out, I mean, don't get me wrong, it'd be something that I could do, but I couldn't do it as much and as effective as we do with everybody's help. I mean, it would just it would drain me. I mean, we're always doing something. We're always busy. I get orders when we're out of town or something, and people will call and they're like, you never stop, do you? And I'm like, no. I mean, when you own your own business, you never stop. It's not a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. It's a 12 to 12 Monday through Sunday. So
if you're lucky, sometimes a little later than 12 for us.
It's been later than 12 for us. I mean, there's been times that I've been in this shop at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, just gluing up calls, putting them together, and the next morning, coming in 2 hours later, taking the clamps off of them and getting ready and loading them up to go to a show.
Right.
So you guys are on the right track for sure.
I mean, we appreciate that, and we honestly think we are too. Don't get me wrong, Craig and I, and everybody else along with us moving forward have taken those hard knocks. Like, it's a learning curve. It absolutely is. It's, as a kid, my mom used to say, if you don't listen, you feel. And it's absolutely the case. Like, you definitely want to take the advice that you're given. And sometimes if you don't, you'll understand why real quick.
Yep, that's for sure. So your all's business has allowed you to connect, just like we're talking, with a lot of like-minded people. And, in the outdoor industry itself, it's, you'll find a lot of those people. So tell us a little bit about that.
Craig, you want to talk about people we've met and whatnot?
Yeah. So, connecting with a lot of like-minded people. So, we're slowly getting a pro staff built together for us, which is absolutely amazing to be able to actually talk to some local guys, and they're all local so far, and just shoot the bull about what we have and what we can offer, about our turkey hunts, get to meet them in person, bring them up, shake hands, take them on a hunt if we can. And then going to all these shows, like you guys were talking, you meet so many people. One in particular, Scott Trulock. We were talking to him. We're shooting his chokes, and it's an amazing feeling to be able to work with someone well known and has the same intentions as us.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Now, like, with that said, we absolutely have not come to any type of deal, but when we went down to the NWTF, we had talked to him we talked to him and everything about, at that time. So Craig just recently got into the 28 gauge world. He's head over heels for it.
Really?
Super excited about it. Oh yeah, Craig loves it. And that sparked a little spark in my wife's eye too. So now with Craig's help, we've now grown 2 28s into the Viper family. But when we were talking to Scott about different things that we personally provide as Viper ammunition, his ears perked up when when Craig said something about the 28 gauge. Well, he was having troubles with. Well, he felt he was having troubles with what he was doing with his 28 gauge in particular. And he asked if he came up with a couple different things, if we try to shoot him with our personal, ammunition. And that's definitely grown into a pretty cool thing where, he'll send us something and we'll shoot it, send the feedback back, back and forth. And it's just a wonderful thing. We've sent him some stuff to try to shoot and test for himself, and it's been a pretty cool thing so far. Cannot speak highly enough. And I'm not trying to do any type of a PR thing here, but just a general awesome guy.
Sure.
Like, laid back, super cool dude.
See, I think it was the last episode we was talking about. I've got, which it's my wife's, but we've got a Winchester Red Letter 28 gauge. And I thought about using that this year just to try to kill a bird with that 28 gauge. But the only ammo I have for it, the only shells I got's the old paper shells.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Those are worth money, buddy.
I know. I got a ton of them. So it's like, man, I could probably just for the simple fact that that's what the gun came with. It'd be awesome to be able to kill one with the old shells that her pawpaw had.
Yeah,
does that gun take
that'd be
chokes?
amazing.
What was that? I didn't catch that last one.
Does that gun take chokes?
I don't think it does. I'd have to look at it again. It's really hasn't been out of the gun case too often because of the value of it.
Understandable. We're the same way. And truthfully, if it doesn't take chokes and it's an older style gun, and we've done this before, we'll turn people down just for the simple fact of the sentimental value we understand that is. And with tungsten being harder than lead,
Sure.
It doesn't fin too well on a barrel, and you put a barrel that was built in the early 1900s, it's hard to tell what could possibly happen. The worst being, a banana split, or the minor being just scarring down the barrel. But truthfully, like we'll turn people away when we have people come to us with 16 gauge.
Yeah.
And it was an old Winchester model of, what was it, Drew?
I don't remember what he said, but the first question we asked him was, "Did you get it from your grandfather?" And he said yes, and we were like, "No."
Yeah. So you all don't recommend shooting the TSS out of the older guns?
No, no, sir, no, and like, meaning no disrespect to said customer, but we will, and like Craig said, we've done it. We will absolutely decline, and we'll talk to that said, talk to that person. Listen, this is what could happen. That gun clearly probably has some sentimental value to you. You don't want to ruin this gun.
Yeah.
Do not shoot tungsten through that thing. Don't. Just
Yeah.
wait, bide your time. Walmart will sell some 16s, I'm sure. Like, go, and it definitely just shoot lead through those. Don't do tungsten. Or steel or bismuth. None of that. They say that the bismuth was designed to be able to shoot through, those. Bismuth came out to be, where those guys could shoot the guns that they got from older family members, and supposedly wasn't supposed to hurt the barrels, but I don't even know if I'd go that far. I just don't.
Right. Another thing we like to do on every episode here is our salute to valor. So tonight our salute to valor is Carter Lewis out of Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, where he joined the National Guard. He was actually a brand new private. He's just a little fuzzy. Sworn in just 2 weeks ago, and he'll be based out of Morgantown, West Virginia, where he is enlisted for a 6-year stint in the Guard. So we'd like to thank you for your service and welcome to the military corps, sir.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for your service and taking the step to do that. We can call him a fuzzy if we want. We can call him whatever a greenhorn or whatever, but he's taken that step to help defend our country. So
absolutely,
that's one of the things that we all got to remember. All right, well, let's get back to some talking points here. So you guys got a website up, but you all are in the works and in construction trying to change a couple of things. Tell us a little bit about that challenge.
So originally we had gotten a website started with a specific host company that is not very 2A friendly. And that earlier we were kind of talking about taking bumps, knocks on the head as you go through this business thing. And that was one thing that, we were pretty new and green at, didn't really understand that we even had to look for something like that. So that website couldn't be turned into a e-commerce or an e-commerce website. So now we're looking at other avenues to try to get an e-commerce website up. Right now all of our customers are literally talking to us for every sale, and we want to make it a little bit easier for the customer too.
Oh yeah, definitely. And yet, we talked about that at one point in time, and I don't at this time I don't think that we even have any avenues that can help you out with that because of the processing things and things like that. So there's some web companies out there that have different designer platforms and things that just aren't Second Amendment friendly like we was talking about. So right. But I do have a local company here. We're going to be running the ad for them at the end of this podcast. So they're a partner of ours, and it's AMG Network Hosting LLC. And I believe them guys are going to be your all's golden ticket, because if you've got to spend that little bit of money up front, definitely tell them that you all know us because they're partnered with us. And not saying that they will hook you guys up or anything, but I'm sure that we can put in a good word for you. But I'm thinking that they'll be able to help you out where you need to go, because that's going to only increase your all's customer base and how they, you all process your orders and different things like that. And, time is money. And when you guys are putting this time in to get these email orders and go through and look at all those things, that's time that you all can be putting into somebody else making the money. So that's,
absolutely.
That's one of the things that I think that they can really help you out with.
Yeah, and any help is good help. I'll tell you that. As we're, and again, we aren't trying to shun a customer. I mean, absolutely not. Like,
Yeah.
we'll answer any question. We talked about that before, but
Yep.
if we can spend more time loading, excuse me, if we can spend more time loading, that other customer that just ordered gets their shelf faster.
Oh, yeah.
when
Well,
I'm trying to talk to this next customer.
And it also comes down to you all talking to them on social network, social media. Both of you guys can be talking to two different people and shoving them people to the website. They order. Here you go. Here comes another one in. So you all just keep answering those questions as you go, and you're not having to look at those emails and take those orders and do those things. You can worry about the orders once they come through at the end of the night when you're done answering questions and taking some feedback from your customers,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what was it, Craig? What was it? Friday night, we were getting orders past midnight, 1:00. People trying to hit us up on social media.
That's awesome.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean, it's great because it's definite, customer flow. It's awesome, but then on the other hand, like we were talking about, we could be sitting down loading at that time.
Oh yeah.
So
the payment processing company that you all use now, is it Fortis or Fortus?
Craig, you want to talk about them?
So I call them Fortis.
Okay.
Personally, they reached out to us personally, and they were very consistent. That's one thing we liked about them. They didn't let go. First time they called, of course, it comes up Fort Myers, Florida, and I'm thinking, I don't know anybody from there. So I just didn't answer. And he left a voicemail, and I think at the time we were still trying to figure out who we were going to try to use and experimenting and with other things. And I think it was the next day on the same time, boom, again. So I think it finally, I don't know, we let them do it like 3 or 4 times, and then we answered it. And our rep, she's been nothing but great to us, steered us all in the right direction, basically laid out everything how it is, and that's how it's been. And that's what we asked for, like straight up front, honest. No hidden fees. They told us all the fees that would be there, and that's all we've ever seen.
And they know right up front what kind of business you guys are in, and they're right in line with that, correct?
Exactly. They saw us on YouTube. Is actually where they saw us, and they reached out.
So they reached out to you guys. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. They like I said, they were very persistent on getting us to join ship, and I mean they're pretty big. There was Christensen Arms and Sig Sauer, some big name companies out there. So we did our research at first because, of course, when you talk to somebody, you're always going to look up and make sure it's not a scam like we have in these days.
Oh, absolutely.
For sure. Yep.
And we did our research, and then we finally came to the conclusion that this is who's right for us. And truthfully, at the end of the day, they have been nothing but great to us. Everything's been promised as they said it would be. It's just been a blessing, truly, to have them come to us. They make up reporting expenses and the charts, and they have inventory that you can put in. It'll pull from your inventory if you ever get to that point. They report everything. You can pull up your month-to-month transactions. I mean, it's just for a business owner in our line, I don't see why you wouldn't use them. They do everything you want.
Sure.
So they're ISOs for several large banks, Fifth Third Bank and Compass Bank for different states. Citizens Bank, that's a real big bank. Woodforest National Bank, that's a big bank. Wells Fargo. So an ISO is an independent sales organization. So that's they do payment processing for all of those big banks, and they have. It looks like they have offices in Michigan, their corporate offices in Michigan, Florida, Texas, and California. So just to let everybody out there know, we're not sponsored by them. This is a company that Viper Ammunition's worked with. So we want to let everybody out there listening, if you're trying to look for a payment processing company that will stand by you as a Second Amendment, believer and things like that, the things that are going on within our country today, you want to make sure you're aligning your beliefs and your values and things like that along with the companies that you work with, for sure.
Now with that,
agreed.
yeah. Now with that, Fortis, will that allow you to process payments at like some of these shows where you could, if you get set up at a show and you start selling your ammo there, will you be able to take payments with that?
Ledger.
Yes, sir. Yeah, like on the spot. So they
Nice.
have, and it's like could really and truly cannot speak highly enough of them. Like the diversity in their program. It like right now, if I met you in a restaurant, I can click a button on my phone, pull it up within literally 30 seconds. I can type in exactly what you want, hit process. I can either send you an invoice to either text or your email, or you can just do it right on my phone. You can take your card if you've got a chip in your card, you can tap it to my phone.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
If you can hand me cash and I can put it in as cash, and it tracks it in our system for tax purposes, like for tracking transactions.
Yep.
Like super great. You can even get if you wanted to, like let's say in a year, Craig and I are like, we sit down and we're like, man, like let's do the storefront type thing. Let's get a little shop. You know, we can actually get an entire system through them that runs through Fortis, just like you would at GoMart or Walmart or wherever.
Yeah.
When you go up, you pay with your card. It's
Yeah.
the same exact system. You can get that through them as well. A point of sale.
That's
what
awesome.
I'm trying to get out there.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's kind of nice.
So yeah, no, I definitely can't speak highly enough of them. But to
Yeah.
answer your question, yes,
I'm
you can
glad.
absolutely do business at a show.
I'm glad you all put that on one of the talking points, because that's a good thing to hit on. I mean, it gives that information out there to everybody that needs to, use that. I mean, there's like we were talking, there's not very many companies out there that are supportive of our American values anymore.
No. And I'll tell you, we again taking those hard knocks. What would we go through, Craig? Three different companies
Square.
that we. Yes, Square was one of them. Square's not 2A. So if anybody's listening, don't go through Square if you're 2A aligned with your business. And there was a couple others, but you get that odd email. Hey, we want all of your transactions, your providers, your sellers. We want to, excuse me, we want to research. And that was a big red flag. Nope, back out.
Wow.
The pattern is full, Ghost Rider. Get out. But
Yeah.
so we did. They're not like that. Our business, what providers of that nature would call our business is a high risk business.
Yeah.
So
And there's different that's not fit for our business. They're fit for other businesses, but when it comes to us in the outdoor industry and things like that, like you guys with the ammunition and stuff like that, that's definitely not a fit for you guys. So I think it's good that you have the diversity of companies out there that are fit for different things, but we definitely, I think it's awesome that you guys are hooked up with them.
Yeah.
Right.
So we talked a little bit earlier. You was talking about you guys starting a pro staff. Would you hit on that a little bit more? Who you guys have, and a couple of the where they're located at?
Well, I'll start off with the first one we got, and that was W Outdoors right out of there in Charleston. Justin and Johnny, we haven't really met in person yet. We've talked over the phone. We got a group chat on Facebook Messenger, and it definitely down to earth guys. We sent them down some shells for them to test before we even considered on this pro staff, and they were absolutely just shocked and awe with the performance. And the YouTube video shows it all. So I mean, for anybody out there, go check them out on YouTube. Like I said, they've been good guys to talk to. We actually talked to them about bringing them up here on a turkey hunt just a day, if we can swing it. Second, we have David Howe, he's one of our newest guys we just brought on within 2 days ago.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
He is part of Sons of the Woods Outdoors.
Sons
He's
of
a
the
local
Outdoors.
guy. He's Sons of the Outdoors. There it is. He is. He actually graduated 2 years ahead of me, so I kind of known him from high school. He's new into the tungsten game. He always reaps turkeys with his bow, which is amazing. So
Nice.
he went out and bought a little 410 this year for his wife to get her out in the turkey woods, and he's like, he bought a box off of us, and he sent the results, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna have to reap one with these. So it's nice getting local guys, especially people that we haven't met and people that we have known, to join us and see what we have to offer. One of our newest ones that just came into effect this morning, his name is Matt Aberzino, and he's part of To the Max Outdoors. He's bought several boxes of shells off of us before we even talked to him about this, and he's absolutely tickled with this 410.
That's
He
awesome.
went out and he shot this 1 ounce 410 load, and he just can't talk about it enough. He's definitely sent people our way. And that's the same with every other of the pro staffers. They've definitely talked and sent people our way. And truthfully, that's the people you want to be around.
Yeah, for sure. Now, we got to meet Stubby up at the Flatwoods show that we done with the West Virginia Bowhunter Association. He come over and talked to us at our booth.
That's awesome. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's a great guy.
Yeah, well, he stood there and
he's funny.
He stood there and talked to us for probably, I'd say, a good 20, 30 minutes. And we had good conversations about turkey hunting and all kinds of good stuff. We talked about you guys.
Oh man. It was all good.
All good, all good, all good.
So, I know there for a while it was hard to get primers and powders and such. Did you guys have any struggles with that? Did that hurt your business any through the year?
Hulls for us was the big thing, I think.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, all the other components weren't too terrible. I mean, like I would say that the easiest way I can describe it is, being Craig and Andrew from, Viper Ammunition. It's not being, that big name guy from that big name company. So it's not as easy for us to get components as it may be, and I don't know. I'm just assuming here, but I would assume it's not as easy to get the components you need just by picking up the phone as maybe some others.
Sure.
But I would tell you 410 hauls, and I would say it's probably like that across the board, but the 410 hauls have been pretty hard for us to get. It's kind of feast or famine with 410 hauls.
I can see
either
that.
Come in or you just don't see them.
There's very few of them on the shelves.
Right.
I don't know what it is with
they,
that, but
I don't either. Like, to be honest with you, like, there was this big, thing where, I don't know. I'm assuming you've heard people say, oh, so-and-so, Big Brother's holding back ammunition, and, whether that's true or not, I don't know. But
Sure.
I wouldn't see that they'd be holding 410 calls back, but maybe, I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not a readily used round in the military and world.
No,
really,
no.
So yeah.
yeah, I doubt that.
Guys were even saying that people tried to go overseas to, like Fiocchi, and they couldn't get them, and they flew over to Fiocchi and they couldn't get them. So
Oh wow.
I don't know what the deal with that is, but
Man, that's crazy.
when they come in stock, we have to get everybody we know. Go buy some.
Yeah. So you guys, West Virginia residents are, absolutely your most supportive customers. How far out does your reach go to the west and to the north and the northeast and the southeast?
I can say we've definitely made it clear out to Washington State.
Oh,
But we've
nice.
actually had some people asking from California. Of course, that is kind of a touchy subject on the shipping part to California. There's a few states out there that are very hard to ship to.
Yeah,
I can
and
see that.
You got to jump through some hoops just to be able to get people ammo. But gratefully, we have followed those hoops, and we went above and beyond to get those customers their shells. I know for sure we've made it to Arizona. Actually, a guy just got a hold of us. Probably it was last week. He lived in Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like a lot of our sales are definitely on the East Coast or the Midwest. Mississippi is a pretty big state that we have. Alabama, some Florida, Missouri. Yeah, Missouri's a pretty big one.
All those big duck hunting states.
And, well, yeah. The waterfowl part we haven't even really branched into yet. We just strictly do those, the turkey loads. Now we want to drop. We're working on it, and of course, this summer we'll be able to do more after turkey season slows down. But we want to drop a waterfowl line and a predator line for all aspects and all seasons of hunting, so we can stay busy throughout the slow time.
Oh yeah,
what we're going to call it.
Yeah, you definitely got to do that.
Yeah, I mean, back just to original, like, I wouldn't say we're in every 50 states, but we're close.
Nice. So we got some other shows coming up here. We got Greenbrier show in September. You guys going to be a part of that?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we absolutely. So Caleb Kearns, the gentleman you guys well know.
That's why I knew that name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Caleb works at the Greenbrier.
That's right.
He absolutely, and I love that guy. Like he's awesome. He's reached out to us, and we've definitely reached back out, and he's been a really, really cool guy to know. He actually just sent us, so he bought shells off of us, which was super cool. That was exciting to see him get them and him just be so excited. And he sent a picture to us that I was just absolutely giddy over. I thought it was the coolest picture in the world, but he put together some mouth calls for us, and he sent them back to us, and that was pretty neat. And but to get to your point, he told us about the Greenbrier show, and he basically paved the way for that and did all the legwork for us. So yes, we will be down there, and Craig and I are super excited about it. To be honest with you, that's actually going to be our first show as a vendor.
Nice.
Of course, we've been to a few other ones, but this will be the first one where we actually get to come down and people actually walk around to us. So we're pretty excited about that.
Yeah, I hear you. That's going to be good.
Miles.
Yep, that's going to be a good time. So we got the Summersville show coming up here this coming weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Starts on Friday. It's a Friday and Saturday show. You guys going to be able to come to that?
To be honest with you, we haven't even talked about it. So our 9 to 5 keeps us pretty busy throughout the day. We start at 6 a.m. and we don't really have a quit time, so
right,
it's not easy through the week.
Yeah,
I
know what you mean.
As soon as we get home, we're off to our 5 to 9. So we're pretty busy as far as that's concerned. Now, like I said, we really haven't even talked about trying to get to any type of show even before the Greenbrier.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah. I think that this show in Summersville is going to be good. It's always a good show. Mary Ann, she's the person that is in control of it and puts it on, coordinator. She always puts on a good show. There'll be some famous people up there walking around, some TV personalities and things like that. Just kind of, excite the crowd and get more people in there in different areas and things. So I think it'll be a good show. But guys, I think that's going to do it for this evening. It was great having you all on. We're glad that we met there at the Charleston show, and we hope to continue our relationship in the future for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I had a great time. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm definitely going to have to get with you guys, try some of those shells out for that 1187 of mine.
Like
we've got them.
What's that?
Sounds like you just need to jump into 28 gauge world now.
Yeah. I'm, like you said, though, I'm kind of leery now. I don't know if I want to shoot anything but the old school shells.
They just made new turkey lines this year for the 28s. That's how popular they're becoming. Okay. Mossberg and TriStar dropped their 28 gauge turkey line with the pistol grip. The Mossberg is dipped in Greenleaf and the TriStar's Bottomland. But
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you, when you're putting 401 in a 10-inch circle or 40 yards with 28 gauge, there's no need for 12 anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been thinking about that. My shoulder's probably going to thank me if I do switch over.
Yeah, for sure.
Getting older.
All right,
Well, we
guys.
appreciate it, guys. It was a pleasure.
Yep. Appreciate you all for sure. Everybody be sure to check us out on the limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls on our Facebook page. You can subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcast. We're there. So thank you guys for joining us this evening. Thanks for everybody listening. We're out. This segment of On the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls is brought to you by AMG Network Hosting, LLC, a national independent agent for most major telecommunication service providers. If your business is in need of internet, phones, credit card processing, let AMG Hosting help you compare options. They work with over 100 national carriers, and they can help you choose the best option for your needs. Our independence means we are loyal to our customers, not a brand or a company. Call us today at 304-608-3653 or visit us at amgnhconsulting.com. amgnhconsulting.com. Phone number again is 304-608-3653. AMG Network Hosting, LLC.